Hey guys, episode 85 of the daily Bespoke Edge. And as you can see, we're jumping right into it today. I thought let's go over my Kentucky Derby outfit. This is this is the exact look actually that I wore, what was it, last Saturday? There was a Denver Derby party that we went to, real big event, and obviously a chance to wear some very bright colors and just, some really fun stuff. And I thought, let's kind of break it down here because this really coincides well with a question that we've been getting a couple times from different people, and it revolves around how do you match a sport coat or a blazer with everything else? What's the thought process behind it? So I thought the Derby one, even though it's kind of a loud outfit in some ways, and there could be more color than usual, it still follows a lot of the same kind of rules that I go through in my own head when I'm kind of building a look. And I thought this could be a lot of value to you guys. So let's start with the jacket here. This is, I keep calling it my kind of cocktail jacket because it's a dark color. It's got a really wild lining that a lot of people don't really see very often. But I've been wearing it a lot more during the day, which kind of surprised me because it wasn't really my intention when I built this jacket. Nevertheless, we have a very bold peak lapel, so a real cool jacket just on its own. But it's also, it's kind of a dark purple, kind of a dark little black in there. But what really comes out is that when you pair it with something that's kind of a real basic pair of pants. In this case, this is a sharkskin weave. So the sophistication of the pant fabric matches that of the blazer, kind of a similar fabric. But this is a very, it's gray. It's kind of a light color. And so with a very dark jacket, you get that really cool contrast. And this isn't too dark, but at the same time, up against the gray, you see a lot of contrast. And that was kind of what I was going for. Now, the whole theme here, in a lot of ways, you could say is blue. I have a very nice blue tie. I got a little bit of blue in the pocket square, but not too much. And then, of course, these super loud laces on my shoes, which when I replaced these, I was looking for kind of a light blue that came stock with the shoe and couldn't find it. I thought, well, what the hell? I'm going to wear something pretty bright. And so you get blue, you get blue, you get blue up in the pocket square, all kind of working together. Now, taking a step back, we have a very basic white shirt. Even though it's got kind of a fun texture to it, and we like to say that a white shirt isn't just a white shirt here at Bespoke Edge. I wanted a white shirt just to kind of be a foundation because you already have a lot going on. You have a lot of color with the blue. You have this strong jacket look. And I should note that the collar inlay here in bright red, which actually matches the French cuffs on that particular shirt, you didn't see. When I was at the Derby, wearing a necktie, that goes away. So I had this white shirt as a foundation, a real bold jacket, which kind of steals the show. And then because it was a daytime event, I wore some light colored pants. And that's kind of the top level thinking, is that the star player here was this jacket. It's a peak lapel, it's bold, it's a cool color. If someone did catch a glimpse of the lining here, it's obviously kind of a loud jacket, a lot going on. And then the pocket square I wore, it was pretty heavily out there. It wasn't pressed or anything. It wasn't, just peeking out. It was very much, Kentucky Derby. So that's kind of what I went through when I was building this look. And the shoes, of course, are perfect because it's just got a very, it's a saddle style. It's very cool. So the takeaway here, guys, I think is if you're picking out a sport coat or a blazer and you're wearing something for daytime, which is key to this particular look, that's why I contrasted so heavily. I wore kind of a dark jacket because it was still kind of a sophisticated event, even though there's a whole bunch of mint juleps going around. And I kind of grounded everything with a pair of like an earth tone sort of pant. And that's kind of key, I think, if you're looking for something yourself. That contrast that we often see with a sport coat or a blazer. And we touched on that in my recent episodes here when we went over the blazer, the sport coat, just as the item itself. I mentioned a lot of times that there is kind of that desire to create a contrast with the pants versus something like a suit. So I hope that kind of gives you something to think about, and then also to kind of stitch together different elements of color that all kind of work together. That's really what I was going for, and that's partly why I think it's easy to think that some guy is well dressed when really he's probably just following a couple simple rules by keeping in mind where the color is and then also how you're kind of working with contrast. So does that help? I hope it does. Feel free to ask more questions in the comments below, and I'll happily make a video on your question. And don't forget to subscribe. All right, thanks guys. We appreciate your attention.